Now, of course, this comes as Trump's advisor and son-in-law Jared Kushner wrapped up his Middle East tour on Thursday. Of course, again, trying to weave in those last details of this very elusive deal of the century, the Israeli-Palestinian peace plan. Now, that peace plan, the delivery or the unveiling, is now expected to be delivered after the April 9 elections. Here's what Jared Kushner is saying about it.
What we focused on is not as much the issues, which we are focused on extensively, but also what's holding back the Palestinian people from achieving their full potential and what's holding back the Israeli people from being able to properly integrate with the whole region. And I think that if you look at this whole region today, you have so much opportunity, but you also have some major threats. So by bringing everybody together, we are hopeful that they'll be able to achieve a new paradigm.
Well, I mean, I think Jared Kushner there said a whole lot of nothing. I don't think he revealed anything substantial about what's going to be in that peace plan. What we do know is that the administration, and really from day one, they have been pivoting to a regional peace deal. Right. And the Palestinians, of course, feel like they are being left out in the cold, and that, in a sense, the U.S.'s push, which, by the way, we have to say, influenced by the Prime Minister himself, Netanyahu, who's always been about giving money instead of fixing borders and talking about statehood. The U.S. administration has taken this to another level where they're looking for billions of dollars from the Gulf states, and the Palestinians are sitting there saying, you know, we don't want to be bought off. We want to be negotiated with directly, and that's not happening yet.
We have a president who is a businessman, basically, and he believes that the final resolution to this conflict is more of an economic resolution rather than a political resolution. And this is exactly what Jared Kushner, his son-in-law, his senior advisor on this issue, has been saying. In fact, the U.S. ambassador to Israel, David Friedman, said the same exact thing. He said that we're not isolating or we're not dismissing the political part of it, but let's start with the easy stuff. The easy stuff is making business between the two people. Now, the question is whether this is acceptable not only by the Palestinians, but also by the larger region, the Arab states. Will they accept this one? And so far, the answers that we're getting is no. Even King Salman of Saudi Arabia last weekend during the European Union and the Arab League summit in Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt, he came out bluntly, publicly saying no. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi saying it publicly. Even the many Arab countries and Gulf countries who Israel has said that they're warming up to Israel have come out publicly and said no.
This plan was all about, from the very get-go, getting in line with the Arab countries to force Mahmoud Abbas's hand. That's the whole plan was wrapped up in that. And without that happening, it's just what we've seen for the past 20, 30, 50 years. It will go absolutely nowhere without the Arab countries, and they've said thanks but no thanks.
So, but even if this deal is going nowhere, it's still being used, of course, as political fodder leading up to the elections here, and there are some scaremongering tactics being used, I suppose, by the right-wing bloc, using this peace plan, I suppose, to impact voter sentiment. What do you say to that, Mike?
No doubt, and we've seen Naftali Bennett of the New Right Party basically saying that his party is the only barricade now, the only obstacle left from a Palestinian state being formed. And if you don't vote for his party, and if you vote for anybody to the left of him, including Likud, well, you'll have a Palestinian state come April the 10th. The fear-mongering is out there. Again, I think without the Arab countries' support, you really don't have anything to offer. You don't have any way of forcing Israel or the Palestinian Authority into any particular settlement here. It's politics, and well, that's why we're on the air so much around here.
I think it's fascinating to look at what's happening on the right and see, you know, Naftali Bennett, in a sense, take his slow revenge, in a way, on the Prime Minister. You know, he has forced the Prime Minister to align himself with an extreme right-wing party that really is the heirs of Kahana, Mayor Kahana, a racist party, a party that, you know, supports violence even against Arabs. And now we see him pushing the Prime Minister into a corner where he almost publicly has to say he does not support a Palestinian state, and yet internationally that gets him into so much trouble.
Well, Mike, when elections were first called early, you alerted us to the fact, or warned us that it was going to get dirty. It started out dirty and it's getting dirtier by the day. Of course, we will continue to cover it, and thank you for your contribution here on Perspectives.